Now, the question that you will probably be asking is, when will you get some clarity as to who will form government and which way the winds are blowing? Who better to tell you than Tamanna Inamdar? She's joining me this morning to give you some perspective on how things are going to pan out in the first couple of hours. Tamanna, how does the counting process work, and when will we get a sense of who will take power? We've got one seat that is already on the rolls.
In Surat, that's right. Alex, it's actually very, very interesting. Remember, the world's eyes are on us today. This is the largest democratic exercise in the world. We are the most populous nation, and we have just completed successfully a mammoth election process, and now it comes to the counting. Now, viewers are used to seeing those numbers tick on television channels and on the screens, but there is a lot which happens before it. So counting officially begins at 8 a.m. It starts with counting of postal ballots. Half hour after postal ballots are counted, EVM machines then begin counting. Now, you would have often seen rounds of counting, 1 round, 2 rounds, 3 rounds before a winner is declared. Those rounds are in lots of 14 EVMs each, which are brought to one central hall. And after each round, the count is written on a blackboard by the returning officer. All of this is done with political party representatives on that seat watching, so that it can be a free and fair process. And when all of those rounds in lots of 14 are done, then a winner is declared. So now in some seats which are very populous, you have a large number of people, you will have more rounds of counting, and lesser in less populous seats. And that is how the whole process will take place when leads convert into final results, and that usually takes time. What we usually do is we look at the leads, right? Because leads is what you see first. And I would say if there is an election result which is a sweep in one way, which one party or one side sees an overwhelming majority, then you're likely to see a very clear picture early on. If it
early
becomes
on being 1.5 hours, 2 hours?
I would say around between 10:30 and 12 on counting day today, if it is a very clear picture. But remember, this is also a Lok Sabha election. There are a lot of seats to be counted. So I would say for a very, very clear picture, wait till about 12 to 1. But if it is a tighter race than has been expected, then this could be a really long wait. I'll give you an example. For one of the state elections in Madhya Pradesh in 2019, actually, counting went on till 12 midnight.
Wow.
Because it was such a tight race. So it depends. If it's a one-way clean sweep, we will know the picture fairly early.
Which is what the exit polls are suggesting.
Yes.
The question is, if it pans out the way the exit polls have suggested, and pollsters unanimous, 362, if I'm not mistaken, is the poll of polls.
365.
365 is what the poll of polls is suggesting, which is a higher count than the last time, but it's more than that. What are the political implications of this?
So what the street is expecting today, Alex, and that's very important, is that you might see a number even higher than 365. Why is that? That statistically speaking, in 2014 and 2019, you had polls showing Modi government in power, but had underestimated the number of seats they would win. If I just take that forward, and that's what the street is doing, you would expect a better result. But the scale of the result, if the exit polls come true, is what would be mammoth. Because for the first time, you would see the BJP breaching the southern and eastern parts of the country, which hitherto have been very tough territories for them. So imagine if you have a BJP MP in Kerala. It has not happened so far. Stronger than before in Tamil Nadu, looking extremely in a dominant position because of their alliance in Andhra Pradesh. Making great grounds in Telangana. That's what the polls are saying. I'm not saying that's the result. Wait and watch what the results are saying. If that picture does emerge in West Bengal, if they get, in some polls they're saying more seats than even TMC, then that changes the national political landscape very, very clearly for the next 5 years.
All right, and we'll know soon enough. Tamanna, you're going to take all of the action forward, starting from 8 a.m. all the way till we know where the results stand. Thank you so much for putting that into context for us. And let's get a mood check, shall we? Janani, as I said, is standing by at the BJP headquarters in New Delhi. Janani, what's the mood like?